Ibrahim Traoré and Goita and Tiani of Niger, they made a bold decision. And this decision has changed the wave of politics in Africa. It is something that a lot of African leaders cannot do that because it needs you to be fearless, needs you to be bold so that you can choose to make such decisions. And the decision they did is this one. They ditched ECOWAS. Ditching ECOWAS was the best decision for these three juntas. Ditching ECOWAS was a best decision for Ibrahim Traoré to do because with the agenda he have, with the agenda of Pan-Africanism, with the agenda of uniting Africans, you cannot do it when you are still under ECOWAS. Before we continue this video, let's watch this clip and then we come back again.
Here, we will explain why we left the ECOWAS and where we are going. Remember that it was in 1975 that it was created, and it was created for the majority of state leaders, putschists, as they like to say. It was the military who took the power and took the responsibility to create ECOWAS so that there is a real economic growth of the people inside this space. Later, the so-called Democrats invited themselves to the heads of our states. They completely emptied the community of its foundation. When on July 26th, Niger decided to take its destiny into their own hands, we were surprised to see ECOWAS appear after some days with a force awaiting. Where was this force when thousands and thousands of Nigerians were killed by terrorists? Where was this force when thousands of Malians of Burkina Faso died under the bullets of terrorists? They said that by force they were going to evict the valiant sons of Niger who took the destiny into their own hands. Do you think that these are women who are in Niger? There are fighters there. The Nigerian army are warriors. They have been fighting for years. It is not a parade army or a peacekeeping army. And the armies of the ECOWAS have decided to unite. We are waiting for this force. These so-called Democrats must understand that when thousands of Nigerians die in hospital beds due to lack of electricity or lack of medication, it is a crime. They are responsible for these sanctions. They are responsible for these deaths. The same thing happens in Mali. With Burkina Faso, we have indirect sanctions. Because people must understand that when they take their orders from the other side, they come and do everything to apply it. It is shameful. Some have decided not to provide electricity to our countries. It is not free. We pay, and it contributes to their economy. They tried to make Mali suffer, and of course by ignoring all the texts and not giving electricity to Mali, hoping that the population would revolt. It didn't work. When it lasted, some were forced to make their own people pay by increasing the cost of electricity. It will increase again. This gives us several lessons. Several lessons in the sense that the independence we take, the sovereignty we take, we must do everything for it to be. They gave us very good lessons, and we understood them very well. Some closed their ports, which goes against all international texts, because you can't close a port in a landlocked country. They did it. They violated the texts. The international community didn't say a word. No one spoke in the ECOWAS. But in the ports, we don't let our goods pass for free. We pay. And those who do it collect the broken pots today. And I think it's a lesson for them too, that we must never apply the instructions of their masters. They must understand it forever. The ECOWAS never made a statement to congratulate a victory of our armies. The ECOWAS only condemns the end of the world, and very rarely when there are massacres. Where is this ECOWAS of peoples? In short, we can't mention all the harm that was done to our peoples, but we have decided with all our heart and conscience to withdraw and focus on our common organization, which is AES. Why are you afraid? Remember that there is no fear, because by prospecting and putting us to work, we have noticed one thing. Recently, some have decided to prohibit the export of certain food products to Burkina Faso. Very well. They have given a deadline. We will ensure that at the end of this deadline, we will prohibit the entry of these products into our territory. We are capable. We are capable, and we are very capable. We have had a lot of experience this year, and I can assure you that in terms of food, Burkina Faso can be self-sufficient, and we have brave peasants. We will put everything in place so that our peasants can work their land and cultivate it with dignity. And I challenge anyone who doubts this, that if we decide today in Burkina Faso to be the first exporter of cocoa in 3 or 5 years, we will be. Because we can. On industrialization, several projects are underway for 2024. We are not going to quote them here, but we are going to do everything we can to make this project happen in 2024. When you talk about the economy, some people, when you listen to them, feel pity. They don't even have the courage to make the people understand that there is less than 5% of economic exchange between the states of the ECOWAS. Because everything we export comes from the space outside the ECOWAS, our imports for the majority. And everything we export comes from outside the ECOWAS. The intellectual dishonesty of some makes them unable to say it, because they are slaves. They can't tell you that so that you can be confident. But I invite you to remain confident, serene, unperturbed, because we can. We can have this independence, both in terms of food and in terms of industry. It is possible, and we are on this path. So, the words that tend to scare you, that tend to sow panic, You have to leave them. We will get to work and we will get there. And to finish, I call on all the people of the AES, through you, to remain united and united. All suffering has an end. The struggle that we have engaged in is hard, but you have to keep your head on your shoulders, because the fatal weapon of imperialism is still manipulation through communication. Know how to recognize the local valets. Know how to recognize the slaves of the saloon. Know how to recognize everything that we owe you to come and sell you false information. For yourself, remain calm and do not divide yourself. Because imperialism has 1,000 tricks up its sleeve. You have to be vigilant, vigilant and very vigilant. Thank you, the VDP, of the different cities that watch day and night so that our country remains standing. So pay tribute every day to the FDF and the VDP who fight on the front. Thank you very much for your attention.
Welcome back. Now, Ibrahim Traoré here gave a speech why they ditched ECOWAS and what they are expecting. It was a speech that shocked everyone. No one expected something like this. I have seen a lot of Pan-Africanism praising this, but the West countries are in fear. More so, France is in fear because they are losing it in West, or they are losing it in Africa. And whenever you lose Africa, you lose your economic status. Now, what is ECOWAS? ECOWAS was formed in 1975, where around 15 countries came together from West Africa. They joined this bloc so that it can be a bloc that can assist them in economic integration, peace and security, political stability, infrastructure development, social development, regional integration, and agriculture, the issue of agriculture, and it can be a tool to use in a collaboration in global partners. It was founded in 1975. Has ECOWAS delivered? Has it? Because if you are talking about security, we have a lot of insecurity in West Africa. See, even in Sahel region where we have terrorism attacks, we have these groups, Boko, we have the groups formed by Islamic there. Still, we have security pressures. And I was saying, as AU has failed to deliver in Africa to unite Africans, ECOWAS too has failed to unite the West Africa. East African Community, EAC, has failed to unite. SADC has failed. These blocks that we see, this organization, they have failed massively in Africa. Simply because, number one, I think these blocks or these organizations are like vehicles of the whites, of the colonizers, to bring 15 countries of West Africa together so that they can be controlled by one stick. It's very hard to control these countries when they are different. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Guinea, Ghana, Ivory Coast. You can't control them if they don't speak one language. It's easy to control them if you put them in one circle. And this circle was ECOWAS. It's easy to move and colonize African countries when you put them in one circle called AU. It's very hard to colonize them when they are not speaking one language. They put up this ECOWAS with 15 countries. They put there a leader, and now this leader or the chairman is the one being used to give instructions to these countries. And when Burkina Faso ditched ECOWAS, a lot was said by West African presidents. Nobody supported it. They did not support it. Ghana did not support it. Even Nana Akufo didn't support it, saying that it's not the right way. But you see, you can only be independent when you come out of that organization, so that you can be able to make your own decision how you think is the best for your country. Because it's so hard for Ibrahim Traoré to make decision that is best for his country when he's still under ECOWAS, because they will tell him, whoa, Mr. Man, come slow. Here we have protocols. Protocols is that you give the master 60%, you take 40%, or you give the master 80%, you take 20%. Whoa. Come slow. You want to build this gold bank? No. He don't do that. We don't do that. Let the master control. And the master was France. Under this umbrella of ECOWAS, when you are being strike will catch all of you. You get it? Ibrahim Traoré, Goita, Tiani, and I've seen a lot of other members are interested in that. They have decided for us to work with new friends, for us to work with Russia and China, for us to ditch this neo-colonization from France. What we need to do, we have to find our own way. And the only way to do that is to come out of this ECOWAS. Now, do you think ECOWAS has delivered? That's the question I asked earlier. For me, when you talk about economic, because ECOWAS needs to help in economic integration, like to facilitate trade liberation by reducing tariffs and creating common market, by promoting industrial development, work towards establishing a single currency. Has ECOWAS delivered? Or has ECOWAS delivered that? Now, when you talk about economic, we see a country like Ghana, its economy is going down every day, and it has gone down because this group or this organization was created in 1975. And mind you, in 1975 was created by this. Now, this group was created in 1975 with some military through coups, when they took over the countries through coups, and then later it came be managed by, when Democrats took power, who were voted in power. These were the puppets. They came here, and the puppets were controlled by West countries. So I get it. This group is so old, or this organization is so old, very, very old. We need something new. We need something of this generation. We need a new organization, even an AU. We need something of a new generation, something that will know what we need right now. And that's what Ibrahim Traoré is doing. And this was a very bold decision for him to ditch ECOWAS so that he can be freely, he can make free, make decisions, make choices how he wants for his country. ECOWAS needs to do with security. Yes, it has failed. It has failed in Sahel. It has failed in West Africa. ECOWAS need to deal with political stability, but we see a lot of coups happening in West Africa. ECOWAS need to work together closely to make sure that we avoid exploitation. But West Africa, we have a high exploitation. ECOWAS need to come up with one currency. It was their goal. Up to now, they are still using CFC franc of France. That's not a currency of Africa. I think these three juntas, Goita, Tiani, and Traoré, they made this bold decision. And I'm hoping that Mahama John of Ghana will follow. I'm hoping that Chad will follow. Guinea will follow. I'm hoping Central Africa will follow this wave, because it is the right wave to go. It is time. Don't worry. Don't ask yourself, this is happening, it can create chaos. No, it is time. Everything has an end, and there is a change of wave. Every road has a junction, and there is a change of wave. We are entering in this new generation with this young president, Ibrahim Traoré, showing us the way, how it is. And I'm hoping a lot of presidents, more so, my president from Kenya is seeing this. My president from Uganda, you are seeing this. Being independent, working with the tax of your country, paying off your loans, investing in agriculture, investing in education, reducing taxation is the way to go to build Africa. Some was saying that they are causing disunity. ECOWAS was helping to in unity, but no. ECOWAS was like a vehicle that all presidents, all 15 countries from West Africa were put together so that they can be driven in the ditch together. Do you see that? AU, I've complained about AU every time. I don't see the benefit that AU is giving to us, because since 1975, ECOWAS was here. Up to now, there is no infrastructure improvement. There is no economic improvement. There is no political stability. There is still insecurity. What's happening? We need to change. Leave alone all the old style. Now we need a new style. And Ibrahim Traoré is delivering a new style. And that's what we want. And that's what Pan-Africanism is. And that's what Pan-Africanists want. We want change. And change, that's why we are supporting Ibrahim Traoré. Because the decision he's making needs balls, man. You need to be fearless. You need to be bold. You don't need to be a puppet. You don't need to please anyone. No pleasing of a master. No. For you to have an economic growth in your country, reach that union. For you to have a liberation, move yourself from ECOWAS. What Ibrahim Traoré did is a decision that a lot of African countries or African presidents cannot do, because a lot of African presidents, they are the puppets to the whites and they are serving the master. Ibrahim Traoré told us that there's some leaders who are serving the masters and they are happy about it. It's better you see your people crying, your people sleeping hungry, your people starving, no water, no quality education, no health facilities. But for you, you are happy because you are serving the master and he is giving you something. He is giving you something for you and your family. Is that what you need? And I was asking myself, why do we have a lot of improvement in West countries? For example, in UK, in America, in France, we have industrial has grown, infrastructure, better roads, and a lot of Africans want to go there because there is job opportunities, environment. They just want to be there in Washington, D.C. I was asking myself, these countries, they are taking resources from here in Africa and they go and build their countries. Why is it that the countries that resources are coming from are still poor in all the aspects? And I got to understand that it is because we still in a system that want us to be poor forever. And some white professor said that Africa is designed to be poor, because when Africa starts to realize itself, when Africa starts to have this better quality infrastructure, quality health, the West will lose their interest here. The West countries will lose power. By losing power, that means that they will lose access to resources. And when they lose access to resources, that means that when they lose access to resources, that means that their economy will go down. Their economy will go down. We are seeing their countries developing, and yet our countries here are not developing because we were made to be poor. And for that to be completed, they need the puppets here. And the puppets here are these presidents. When they start building a road, 10 kilometers road, they will go round 5 years building a 10-kilometer road. They have capability of installing electricities in the villages, but they can't. Even the small electricity that is in the towns, it goes on and off every time. They are capable of building quality hospitals, but they can't. They are being told, take it slow. You guys, let your people suffer. You are okay, you yourself? Yes, I'm okay. If you're okay, what's the problem? What's your problem? Be there, just control things. Tell them you are doing, but don't do it. Because for crying out loud, we cannot be mining oil and yet we have poor infrastructure. We cannot be mining gold and yet we have poor infrastructure. We cannot be mining copper, uranium, and yet we can't even get good access to technology. We cannot be mining, I think it's uranium, these are minerals that's used in making phones, and yet we don't have even one company that can make phones in Africa. What the hell is going on? What is going on is we need new change. We need more Ibrahim Traorés. We need more young and bold and fearless leaders. We need more Pan-Africanists. We need a change. And this change will only come with you, who you are watching this video. If you are a black person, if you are an African diaspora, you have a mandate to invest back in Africa. If you are watching this video from African countries, you have a mandate to spread the message. You have a mandate to unite. You have a mandate to go on that ballot box when you are going to vote. Vote because you want change. Don't vote because you have been given a token. If you are watching this video from Caribbean, it's your mandate to share this video to all the black people, to all the Caribbeans, so that we need unity. We need to support Traore. We need to support the change. We need better Africa. And this Africa is not for Africans alone. It's for everybody. That's why we call it Mama Africa. That's why we call it Mama Africa. It's for everybody. Africa, it's a mother because it's feeding everyone. I don't know what you think on the comment section. Tell me there. Do you think it was a good idea for Ibrahim Traoré to ditch ECOWAS? Do you think it was a good idea for Goita and Tiani to ditch ECOWAS? Do you think it is for the benefit of the people, or do you think it is for their own benefit? Because a lot of people has their own understanding and their own views, and we all cannot have the same views. As we love Ibrahim Traoré, some people cannot love him. That's what we call democracy, the right of choice. But sometimes this democracy leads us to hell. Tell me what you think on the comment section. Until next episode, peace be with you.